Ever wish you could just like instantly download the important stuff? That's kind of what we're aiming for today. We're diving into executive function.
Exactly. We've gone through a lot of material to really pull out the essentials for you. What executive function is, the skills involved, and, why getting a handle on it can be so insightful for understanding learning, behavior, all that.
Yeah, think of it as the highlight reel, our mission. Extract the key bits about executive function from what we've read. We'll touch on development, the brain parts, what happens when it doesn't work smoothly.
Right, the dysfunction aspect. And also its links to things like ADHD and even, how scientists actually study it.
Okay, let's jump right in then. First things first. In plain English, what is executive function?
Simply put, it's basically your brain's management system. It helps you manage your thoughts, your actions, all to get things done, to reach your goals.
The brain's manager. I like that. Okay, so what specific skills are under that management umbrella?
Well, the sources consistently point to a few core ones. Things like planning, figuring out the steps to get somewhere.
Right, planning. Makes sense.
Then there's organization, keeping things mentally and physically sorted. Working memory is another big one.
Working memory, like a mental sticky note.
Exactly. Holding information in mind while you're working with it.
Yeah.
Then you've got cognitive flexibility. That's being able to switch gears or adapt when things change.
Okay, adapting. Crucial.
Definitely. And also impulse control, basically, thinking before you act. And finally, self-monitoring, which is kind of checking in on how you're doing towards your goal.
Wow. When you list them out like that,
Hmm.
you really see how often we use these skills
Yeah.
every single day, probably without even noticing.
Absolutely. From making breakfast to managing a complex project at work.
So this management system, is it something we're just born with, ready to go?
Oh, definitely not. That's a key point. Executive function develops quite significantly throughout childhood and especially during adolescence. It's a gradual process.
So it matures over time, like learning to walk or talk.
Sort of, yeah. Different skills might come online or get stronger at different rates. It takes time and, frankly, practice.
Right, practice. And is there a specific part of the brain that's like the headquarters for this?
Yes, the main area everyone points to is the prefrontal cortex. It's the region right at the front of your brain, behind your forehead.
The prefrontal cortex. So that's the control tower, coordinating everything.
That's a great analogy, yeah. It plays a huge role in orchestrating these complex skills.
Okay. So if that control tower has some static or isn't running smoothly, what does that look like? Executive dysfunction.
Right. When executive functions are impaired, it can really impact learning and day-to-day behavior. You might see someone having a lot of trouble staying focused, for instance.
Okay, focus issues. What else?
Difficulty initiating tasks, just getting started, can feel overwhelming. Or problems completing things. Challenges with organization are common too, like managing time, keeping track of belongings, or even organizing thoughts.
I think most people can relate to some of that sometimes, but for some individuals, it's a much bigger hurdle, right?
Exactly. And that ties into the next point, the link to certain conditions.
Ah, yes, the sources mention that, particularly ADHD.
Yes. Difficulties with executive function are widely recognized as a core feature of ADHD. It's not the only aspect, of course, but those challenges in planning, impulse control, working memory, they are central to understanding ADHD.
That's a really important connection to understand. It reframes it, doesn't it?
Right.
And just briefly, how do researchers even measure something this complex?
Well, they use various standardized tests and tasks. These are designed specifically to target and assess those individual skills, like tasks measuring how well someone can plan, or inhibit an impulse, or use their working memory under controlled conditions.
Got it. So there are ways to kind of quantify these skills.
Yeah. It helps us understand how these functions work, how they develop, and where support might be needed.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. We've covered that executive function is essentially the brain's crucial management system, using skills like planning, working memory, and impulse control.
Right. And it develops over time. It's not fixed from birth. The prefrontal cortex is key.
And difficulties or dysfunction can significantly impact learning and behavior and are closely linked with conditions like ADHD. It really hits home how much relies on these sort of behind-the-scenes cognitive skills.
It really does. And that actually brings up a thought maybe for you to ponder. If you think about those core skills we discussed, planning, organizing, memory, flexibility, impulse control, self-monitoring, where do they feel most vital in your own life? And maybe what might it even look like to try and strengthen one of those areas, even in a small way?
That's a great question to chew on. Definitely gives you something to think about.